Back around the beginning of the year, shortly after Donald Trump was inaugurated into the presidency, we began having protests across the nation. I participated in one of those protests back in, I think it was in February. It was down at the old Union Station here in Tacoma, which is now a federal courthouse. And the protest was peaceful. We got a lot of support from the public. And afterwards, there were still several of us that were kind of standing around and talking. And the one person posed a question of, did we think that in order to get the message across that violence was going to have to be used? And some people said no, a couple of people said yes. I posed a question to them. I said, remember the civil rights struggle of the 1950s and the 1960s? There were many leaders in that struggle who gave their lives for their cause. They became martyrs. But there are two that pretty much come to mind because they were so different in their approach. One of them advocated for peaceful resistance, peaceful demonstrations. The other advocated for, shall we say, a bit more of a militant response. Of those two leaders, and by the way, both of them ultimately paid with their lives for their cause. They were both gunned down by cowardly assassins. But of those two leaders, one of them to this day is mostly revered. This leader has, well, every major city in this country has a boulevard or a street or an avenue named after him. There is a statue commemorating him and his work on the National Mall in Washington, D.C. And his name is spoken with a certain degree of reverence. That leader was Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. The other leader who who advocated for a bit more of a militant response was Malcolm X. Again, both of those men were wholeheartedly committed to the cause of civil rights. But one of them chose the path that, in my opinion, is more effective. I'm talking to the people in LA right now. Go home. Those of you who are out on the streets, who are rioting, who are engaging with the National Guard, stop. Go home. You are giving Donald Trump exactly what he wants. There is nothing that ticks Donald Trump and his minions off worse than seeing people out there who are peacefully demonstrating against him. Because he knows that peaceful demonstrations are the most effective. But as soon as the first rock is thrown, as soon as the first shot is fired, as soon as the first fire is set, and it doesn't matter who started it, all of a sudden, he is getting exactly what he needs to engage martial law and to take upon himself more powers that could ultimately lead to him becoming a dictator. Please, I'm begging you, stop. Go home. This movement has to be peaceful. It has to be peaceful resistance. Stop with the violence. Do not engage with the National Guard. Do not engage with police. I was taught by people whom I admired growing up that sometimes it takes far more courage to walk away from a fight than it does to stand and engage. Please remember that. Please stop. You are doing more harm than good by engaging in violent acts. Thank you for listening.